Ocean's 11 was a marvelous piece of fiction, but did you know that some daredevil-level thieves went ahead to perform real-life heists on world-renowned casinos? How insane is that? Before we get into the jaw-dropping details of these heists, why don't you partake in our mission of robbing that subscribe button of its color? Yeah guys, subscribe to our channel for more bewildering news and turn on post notifications so that you can be the first to watch our stupefying content. And of course guys, be sure to smash that like button while you're there. But on that note, let's dive right in. Hotel and Casino Bellagio. On just another ordinary day in Las Vegas, Jose Vigoa took part in the historic theft at the Bellagio in the year 2000, alongside his accomplices Luis Suarez, not the renowned soccer player of course, and Oscar Sanchez. Before this assignment, Vigoa had been involved in several casinos and armored truck robberies. But things didn't go as planned this time. The three attempted to steal or borrow $160,000 by leaping over the cashier's counter and grabbing the cash and chips. Vigoa, who was already on the run, didn't bother to wear a mask during the robbery and was apprehended. Sadly, or luckily, depending on whether you like or hate heists, after an intense police chase, Sanchez was apprehended and the other two were apprehended shortly after. He was sentenced to 4 life sentences in prison, effectively ending his armed robbery career. But here are some robberies that did succeed, well, for the most part. Las Vegas, Stardust. In September 1992, Bill Brennan, a longtime casino employee, pulled off one of the largest robberies of all time. He was a cashier at the Stardust Casino in Las Vegas when he got up for his lunch break one day in September and simply walked out of the casino. That may not appear odd, but he was carrying a bag containing $500,000 in chips and cash, which he casually draped over his shoulder at the time. And just to keep you up at night, don't forget that despite being on the FBI's most wanted list for countless robberies, Brennan has never been apprehended. Many people believe he fled the US with enough money to start a new life. The case has remained unsolved to this day. Ritz Casino, London. In 2004, 2 Serbian men and a Hungarian female accomplice played roulette for 2 days at the Ritz Casino in London and won $1.6 million. They had more than just good fortune on their side though. They were employing high-tech laser scanners in their phones, which were connected to a distant computer that predicted the number the ball would drop on. Security experts previously felt that such a system was difficult to construct, since it needed to analyze the wheel, forecast the outcome, and convey the results all in real time so that a wager could be placed within 3 spins of the roulette wheel. Now, the next part is quite interesting. The 3 were eventually apprehended, but the judge concluded that they had done nothing wrong, and miraculously, they were allowed to keep their money. The judge's decision here might have been stupid, but not as much as the wind-up of the next heist story. Las Vegas, Bellagio. Now, we know what you're thinking. Didn't we already talk about Bellagio? The one with Vigoa and his accomplices, Oscar and Luis Suarez, again, not the football player. Well, apparently, Anthony Carleo arrived on a motorcycle outside the Bellagio in Las Vegas in 2010. He then blatantly took $1.5 million in chips from the craps table while at gunpoint, making a clean getaway with the loot. When he needed to get rid of the chips, which were worth up to $25,000, he ran into issues. Carleo made the mistake of attempting this online and unwittingly used the signature Biker Bandit in an online casino community where he posted photos of the stolen chips. And no, it doesn't end there. He was arrested because he was trying to sell the chips to an undercover cop after bragging about his crime and even literally returning to the casino to use them. And so, with the power of justice, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison, an incident that truly deserves a facepalm. But take a look at this next one. Casino Circus Casino. Let's go back in time to the earlier robberies, shall we? Heather Tallchief and Roberto Solis stole an armored truck from the weirdly named Casino Circus Casino in October 1993. Heather was working undercover at the security firm in charge of the truck at the time, and Solis had just completed a 17-year sentence for armed robbery and murder. They drove the truck to a neighboring warehouse and collected the $2.5 million inside before fleeing the country. However, Roberto left Heather shortly after, taking only $1,000 with him. Heather surrendered after more than a decade on the run, stating she could no longer bear the guilt and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Honest, but when you commit the crime, you have to do the time. Heist at the Crown Casino. The Crown Casino heist in 2013 was the largest robbery ever. A VIP services manager at the Crown Casino in Perth, Australia, invited millionaire New Zealand businessman James Manning to play in the high rollers room. After winning 8 hands of blackjack, Manning won a total of $33 million. His good fortune was the result of security cameras being breached and card signaling from the same VIP services manager who persuaded him to play. The Crown Casino was able to remove Manning from the premises later that evening and keep the crime under wraps since he never cashed out his fake profits, caught at just the right time, similar to the next one on the list. Soboba Casino. Many heists are inside jobs, as proven by the list so far. Ronaldo Luda Ramos, another former employee, utilized his prior experience to loot his job, the Soboba Casino in California, in 2007. Ramos was the one who installed the casino's surveillance cameras, so he knew how to turn them off. He also used a gun on his co-workers in order to obtain the money, which totaled $1.58 million. After that, he stated that it was a BB gun and that it could not harm them. Only 2 days after their crime at the Los Angeles International Airport, he and his accomplice, another former employee, Eric Aguilera, were apprehended. Ramos was sentenced to 18 years in prison, despite the fact that he claims he doesn't recall most of what happened because he was high on crack cocaine. Treasure Island. The mere concept of stealing a casino is unfathomable to a majority of people. Attempting is out of reach for the average person. Making 3 trips to the same casino in a calendar year is a risky move that only one guy on the planet could possibly consider: Reginald Johnson. In July, October, and December of 2000, Johnson looted Treasure Island, shooting and injuring security guards on many occasions. Johnson went away with more than $30,000 on his first 2 efforts, and finally, on his 3rd try, he was apprehended and pleaded guilty to robbery and attempted murder. The justice system proves its inability to disappoint once again. But here's another story again at the same venue as Stardust in Vegas. Las Vegas, Stardust. A year prior to Bill Brennan's robbery, Royal Hopper, a Stardust security guard, pulled off a heist that makes it seem like it's straight out of a Hollywood movie. A heist pulled off by an entire family. As a security guard at the casino, I had the opportunity to analyze all security systems. While he was at work, he employed one of his sons, Bobby, to stage a heist. They accepted $150,000, but it was insufficient for them. 6 months later, Royal returned with both of his sons and assaulted the cash-carrying route. They disguised themselves with wigs and beards and used smoke bombs to flee. But it wasn't enough. 3 days later, authorities apprehended them, along with the missing $1.1 million. Royal received a 17-year sentence, and one of his sons went on to become a priest. Now that was a lot to uncover. And here we were thinking that such heists were just works of fiction, or just the stuff of big-budget Hollywood movies. Well, hey, you made it to the end of this video, probably with your eyes bulging from all the crazy stuff we heard here. But it's fun to be aware of all these astonishing events, which is why we recommend you all check out the channel for more of this type of content. Also, comment down below for a story we missed out on. As always, never forget to demolish the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and turn that like button blue, and all that good stuff. But anyway, we'll be back again in the next video to flabbergast you all again. Until then, goodbye!